Subscribe to The Honest Critique for current affairs, movie, book, and product reviews. Also, make sure you press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video. The views, information, or opinions expressed during the video series are solely those of the individuals and do not necessarily represent those of The Honest Critique and its employees. The following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers. Viewer discretion advised.
Yeah. So thank you so much for doing this. It's a pleasure hosting you. And I know it's a very tough time to have conversations like this, and especially to go back and take you back to a time where probably the visuals that you have seen as a first responders were not something that you would like to reflect back. But for our audience, if you would like to take the time clock back and reflect on what was the situation around, when did you arrive at those scenes, and what were the visuals like, and how was the situation?
We arrived to horrible. It looks like the worst nightmare. The first few hours, I was in shock, and then we got divided to different teams, and we started to go from house to house with the military to clear out those bodies. Some of them were super young, some of them super old. Some of them got shot, some of them got burned, stabbed, cut. Yeah,
Yeah.
very, very bad.
And
I don't know how much into details you want me to get in, but it's not going to be nice to hear. It's going to be very disgusting.
I can completely understand. And how was the situation like when you actually went in? Because we have heard that even when the first responders were going in, a lot of volunteers actually, there was still a lot of terrorists in the vicinity. And there were gunfires, and the army was actually clearing out the situation. So, how was the situation when you actually went in there?
Yeah. So we got to houses. It was so many dead bodies. So when you said first responder, even these people that showed up on Wednesday, they saw horrible things. So it's when we just got into Kibbutz Be'eri, we saw people dying on the streets, and some of them were inside the houses. It took us a few days to clear out all those bodies from Be'eri. And by the way, we are clearing out also. We were clearing out also Hamas dead bodies. This is also one of the hardest stuff, that we were doing over there. And still, there is a lot more. There was a lot of Hamas dead bodies. Not too many, as far as I know right now, Jewish dead bodies, but there's a lot of searchers around, and there's a lot more bodies of the Hamas people to clear out also. So every person, I think, that is getting exposed to it is some kind of a first responder, because he's probably going to be the first responder to that specific body. And I think as many more days that the time go by, it makes the pick up much harder.
I can understand completely. And I just want to understand because I was speaking to one of the residents actually from a kibbutz, and she was telling me about how uh, the challenge was actually with the number of even terrorists who came in actually to attack. And even it was very difficult for the first responders to actually come and do anything because of the number of terrorists that came in large numbers actually. And I want to understand from your experience as being a first responder, was this something you have seen before or at this unprecedented level ever in while you were serving as a volunteer?
I've seen dead bodies before. I've been in the military. I've been in a war. I know what war is, but nothing like that. Nothing like that. I've never been seen before a burnt child. I've seen different things, but nothing like that. I don't think even the Zaka members that've been with me, and they're doing that for over 20 years, they've never been exposed that kind of beyond any the worst nightmare we've ever been exposed to.
A lot of things have changed in a lot of people's life actually past in the 1 week. How has your life changed, and how have things been actually in looking at how what the situation have been in Israel for the last 1 week?
I don't know. It just happened. It's too early to I think to talk about how my life or other people I've got changed. We don't know. We're still in the middle of it. I have no idea how life will be from that point, especially after seeing all of that. I have no idea. It's too early.
And the thing is that probably I'm sure that you have seen a lot of international media as well that have been complaining and fighting over the fact whether there were like 40 bodies being decapitated, babies being decapitated. Uh, I mean, since you were a first responding, you've seen them. Would you like to respond to the gory details in which the terrorists have executed, and whether there's any point of even thinking of asking whether babies were decapitated?
Yeah, first of all, the international media got exposed to a lot of the stuff too late. If you ask my opinion, I think the international media was supposed to be there already on Monday in order to see a lot more. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, they got an approval just to get in only on Wednesday. Yeah, we've seen body parts of childs got burnt, and not just me, like tens of more Zaka members. But these bodies were cleared out right away. So I don't know what the international media were exposed to. We've been exposed to. But for me to burn a baby or to cut the baby head, it's already the same thing. Like, I do get a lot of messages about, did you see the head outside? Like, oh, do I have to see a baby head rolling around the street in order to prove you that was real? So those questions, to be honest with you, are a little bit kind of weird to me. Like, of course they cut body parts. This is what Hamas do. This is not the first time, by the way. This is what they did even to each other. Each other they do that. It's the first time I see that. It doesn't surprise me. Their ideology and where they come from. This is that it's not new. It's not new to me. It's not new to the people in Israel. Yes, the size of it was so big that never been done before. But oh yeah, they torture kids before. Oh yeah, that's not the first time. They stab and kill kids in front of their parents. Oh yeah, that was done before also. I don't have a short memory. I remember a lot of the stuff they did even when I was much younger. So it's not new to me. Not surprised. What surprised me is it's the way they did it, the way they got into Israel, and the size of it.
Yeah. So the last thing I want to understand is probably it's not just the dead bodies that you have to take out, right? It's also a lot of survivors who have seen the wrath of the violence. I remember speaking to one of the older lady, and she was telling me that she was waiting inside a closet for hours before the first responders came, tried to clear the area out. Actually, how was the response have been from the survivors who have seen the violence, who have just seen what has happened in front of them?
I don't know. I was not. I didn't talk to any survivor personally. I was so into my own mission, which was helping the Zaka members to clear out the dead bodies. I didn't talk to too many people. I'll be honest with you, I didn't even watch the news a lot. I'm missing a lot of information around on the politics side and how things were done because I was so into my own mission over there. So I don't know what to tell you about that. And I'll be even more honest with you. I'm trying to think less about how I felt. Trying to take care of my family right now. Trying to find more ways to help my team in Zaka and support them. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm trying to be super focused on my team and my mission. And I have a hard time hearing a bunch of other stories of survivors. It put me in a very bad spot and bad thoughts. And yeah, so I'm trying to be very focused about my own mission.
I can completely understand. And it's been difficult for us to even look at the visuals from the comfort of our homes, looking at a smartphone actually, where even some of the pictures are blurred. To experience it firsthand, I can completely understand what you have to go through. But thank you actually so much for doing what you're doing actually as Zaka volunteers, and thank you so much for taking your time and speaking to us.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.